is gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sand where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up. And all these steps that we take are leading us far away. And all these years are passing each day. Since then we are far away from where we were. We did what we could. We're light years away from where we stood. The road goes on far from it all. We will start from the start. 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 I tell you a story about me and you, out on the water, surrounded by the blue. They scream that only I'll be saved. They tossed off the line, but I just let it float away. Yeah, I let it float away. I let it float away. I let it float away, float away, float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away.
everyone, welcome back. I'm Winter, and it is June 19th of 2024. Thank you guys for being here so early. Hopefully, you've had a good day so far, and hopefully it's about to get just a little bit better. Today, we're playing StarCraft with commentary. Thank you to last year's Lojo. Impaler, Cantor, Boo Chief, SD Vortex, 23 chicken wings. Glad you still enjoy today. We'll see if there's one or two people out there who know what SC Evo is, and then beat up some players on the ladder, usually myself, and that's about it. That's the whole plan. So we've got that locked down. I don't know what we're gonna do with the other 7 hours, but try to figure it out. Gamer time. We gotta prepare for gaming by lowering some graphic settings. I'll say. Well, that about describes SC Evo on servers that speak English. Spoiled by Q times on the ladder. We tried. $100 APM limit. 120 for Zerg.
Drift away, moving on past all that we had. Ashes from the flame, still holding them close. Embers glow. I know I'm not so in love. Try to tell myself
You got this, one way or another.
but you pull me right back.
Protos versus Zerg. Ah, yes. So, I'm not going to put a pylon in the wall because I don't like losing to dark. It would happen anyways, but... But, my god, I don't know why we're reinventing that. So I'm going to put the first gateway,
You must construct additional pylons.
working on it, on the outside. So that way it's guaranteed to be finished first. Making it a little easier to defend if there's some sort of rush. So you're not scrambling to build on the outside of your base. And, yep, should be in the orange. Gonna send a probe down. Take a look. And I'm just gonna put a probe on patrol in between the third bases. Nexus. Hotkey it in. And then Control 2. Cybercore. This probe can be my builder probe now.
Good job keeping that money down.
Congratulations, promotion. And then I'm going to create a semi-wall in my main. I'm actually just going to leave it. We're going to chrono boost one more set of probes. Make sure I have my gateway hotkeyed. Start an adept. Chrono boost adept. AC has got another base. Come on home. Now rally everything to the natural. Queue up one more adept.
More Vespine gas.
Start gate. And the gateway. Which should wall unless I screwed it up. Alright, test it. Ah, well, that's what whole position is for, but the idea stands.
The firstborn
This is
shall
a scouting adept. We're not going to do any crazy adept micro. Rally out the Stargate. Spotter pylon.
give us your command.
I'm going to get up towards the third. I'm going to shade in towards the main. Getting an oracle here. Maybe we can kill one drone.
Yes. Yes.
I'm still making probes during this.
Iron shall be reclaimed. For the last.
Shade away.
The Templar must to glory.
It was the Adept. That's fine. They're born to die.
Research finished.
Warp
I'm still
gate
waiting
done.
on high-sec auto tracking.
Third base with a pylon right next to it there. Another Oracle. First Oracle comes straight across. We're gonna warp in 2 more Adepts and put them in that little tucked in area. Another pylon directly on the other side. Now we take that Builder Probe,
Not
Twilight,
enough minerals.
and Forge. Take a look around here. He's got queens. We'll just slap that down. We see a roach, so we're gonna need pylons.
No minerals.
Warp in a couple stalkers. There really shouldn't be a roach that early. That's pretty suspicious. So here come the roaches.
Base is under attack. Do you recall?
We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get charge and +1, as well as adding more gates. 2 more gases.
Yes, Executor.
How many probes? 50 probes. Chrono boost up here. Gonna build some pylons to just have space to build in my main, which is surprisingly annoying. Gonna get a cannon tucked in there. And pylon should wall this off
Still can't warp that.
as we take this down and work towards another base if needed.
Mineral field depleted.
Chrono boost. Templar archives. Probably for Archons, but
You took all the.
we're gonna get several more gates. That should bring us up to 8, if I'm counting remotely close to right. I'm not 100%. Stop mining more of this. You don't want to mine more than one part of the mineral wall, because that way you can make it a choke point. We need to know if it's mutas. That's a Hydralisk done. I like the macro hatch. Alright. Let me get a second forge. Archons. How many probes?
Finished up.
We're gonna go to 75 probes. Just like my IQ. Get a robotics facility out here.
You need more gas.
I'm gonna get a second robo as well, because I should have built these earlier. Usually when the third base, like when you're getting your Templar archives, it's usually the time. He doesn't seem to like oracles.
Give us your
Charge lots. Cannon in the mineral line. Get a stasis to block. I like to hotkey in my forges on the same key as the next size, so you can just tab through them. Same with any upgrade buildings. Usually, I'm not in the habit of doing it with my cyber core, but it probably should be done. Anyway, start with observers.
Not enough gas, but I'm sure you'll have more than enough later.
So I'm gonna send a single probe to go mine through this mineral wall of his. We're gonna get some stasis here. Gonna go siege, quote unquote, the observer up. We're gonna start storm, but I'm not gonna rely on it. Now we're building immortals, because immortals are very good.
Patch is you engage the enemy on purpose.
And Gonna go up to about 12 gates,
Mineral field.
maybe more. Just getting cannons in each mineral line, just in case. I took down my observer. Make a little wall up there. You can save yourself a lot of headache later on if you wall off right the first time.
Higher.
Gonna add a few stalkers in, just in case. So I took down his pylon wall, so we can set up a charge lock counter here.
Your upgrade is complete.
I'm gonna hit the other side as well. We're actually gonna get a shield upgrade. Put these in gas. Let's take the gold.
Research
Bring those
complete.
zealots
Have you
in.
learned anything?
There's a lot of Roach Hydra. So what that means is we need Storm.
More gas. Your research is complete.
Alright. So we're getting some more Templar. I have a lot of Immortals. Need to make sure I have some Stasis up here, because that's going to be my best defense.
Warp there.
Besides getting a fleet beacon and going towards carriers, by the way.
A mineral field has been depleted.
Gonna get some more cannons, like forward cannons out on the field.
Mind out of that cluster. And still in the game? Nice.
Harmonized.
Mineral patch is gone.
There's some over here.
Coming back.
Alright. But the safest way is by far to just go in carrier. Gonna get 3 Stargate. Let's make it 4 Stargates. I'm gonna have enough bases. Let's see. Take some of these probes, head on over to the gold base.
Glorious combat is upon us.
You're all mined
Let's
out.
just make a couple stasis to cover my retreat. Keep building.
Army under attack. They're not immortals. Well,
An Aerodeem Rashagal.
upgrade is all done.
I don't think he has road speed, so we're actually gonna hotkey in those Templar now. I like to put my oracles on the 6 key. Gonna make sure I don't use select all army hotkey. Here are the Templar. Just storm the ramp. Still making immortals, by the way. Warp in some more Stalker.
Mind out of that cluster. And still in the game? Nice.
Let's, so we're gonna split the immortals a bit, so they come in from a different angle, and then realize that the oracles themselves can just kill things.
Our window is short.
You're all mine. You're maxed. Now think of how many cannons you can build.
I still have adepts in the army.
Upgrade complete.
Are you real?
The threads of
Where shall we move?
Mineral field depleted.
You can also get a mothership. Honestly, a pretty good addition. One mothership usually will be helpful. It's enough supply to be worth. Bringing the carriers in. Storm. Let's shade it. Run away, Probu.
I have
Or the Adepts.
Mineral patch is gone.
Where are you going, Templar?
You took all the minerals from that cluster, you thief.
There's 1-1. Can start 3-3. Chrono all the upgrade.
Mined out of that cluster. And still
Did
in
I
the
not
game?
start the mothership?
Nice.
Where did I build it? Where mothership built? Oh. Hello.
No more gas left in that geyser. I'm sure it didn't go to waste. Your base is under attack. Maximum supply? Minimum.
I think I need some DTs for defense. Smart choice to split off the
Mineral
roaches,
patch
by
is
the way.
gone, and it's not coming back. You're maxed out. Is it time to get rid of those pesky pros? Can't work that.
I'm not too worried about the probe count. Besides the inability to build cannons.
The threads
Your probes will mine that geyser out. Hope you didn't need gas. An upgrade's been completed.
Gonna get a Archon for defense. Not my greatest mothership micro.
Army under attack. Select all and pass. Mineral field.
But a very typical mothership usage,
Upgrades
though.
finished up.
and Aerodine
I will say, that was the most direct example of mothership usage I could have given, which is losing it immediately because I wasn't paying attention. Dark Shrine's done.
You took all the minerals from that cluster, you thief.
Open this up.
A mineral
It's just
field
getting in
has
the way
been
now.
depleted. No more units. Maximum supply. An upgrade's been completed. Your base is crumbling under enemy attack.
How can I aid you?
Let's try to find the armor with this. We know where he isn't, so
You're all mined out of that mineral field.
we can get stasis. The enemy closes. We need to launch the interceptors and then move. Gonna siege up one of those arms. Because otherwise you don't have any oh, that's a waste.
You're maxed. Mineral.
He probably has a hatch here. No?
The threads of fate lie bare.
Now I have 9 carriers, which is certainly pushing it. Usually 6 to 8. Should get the job done. Without committing to carriers so hard that you can die to corruptors.
Research is done. warriors are under attack. Mineral patch.
There's a lot of hydras.
Find out of that cluster. Still in the game.
Unfortunately, if there is storm, the hydras don't do much. I did not stick to my 100 APM limit. I thought he might be a little faster, so I wanted to make sure I could keep up. He was a little faster. But I did, of course, break the rules there. He has about 100 more APM than me as Zerg. Well, not quite, but... But that doesn't mean I don't owe the people. Have you tried to move camera with WASD? What are your thoughts about it? I think that makes me want to throw up in my mouth.
New subscriber detected.
Lucky winner.
A new subscriber has been acquired.
I can't reduce time moving camera. Well, so my tip is learn to use drag scroll and control groups and base camera. Drag scroll I have bound to the side mouse button, which I originally did, which is it grabs the camera as it is right now. Just look at that game. The reason you don't want to use WASD are because you use them for, if you're using grid keys, those are for your command card. And if you're not using grid keys, well, WASD also includes the A key, for example. So drag scroll does this. When I press this button, okay, well, I'm pressing the button. It takes wherever your cursor is and it drags your camera around from that point, which is nice for casting as well as to make smaller movements, but the real key is camera locations, like Control F2, F3, F4. This is what you see pro gamers. If you're watching even a little closely, this is what they're doing in the early game. And then, of course, you can use base camera to go between your bases. Or, I guess, their bases if you're observing. I don't like using the middle mouse button for anything but scrolling. I find clicking it weird. I've never had a mouse that I liked it. I find just using the side buttons for anything that requires, real control to be better.
I'm sure it'll be better this time.
I'm sure it'll be better this time. He can't figure it out from there. That's not my problem. Can you bind map coordinates to a key? I'm not sure if you're talking about the right game, but you can, like right now.
Never even had a plan.
If I wanted to set the camera location, I would set to control F2 to like a control group, but for your camera. So, F2. Oh yeah, I've rebound select all army to the tilde key, which is the one to the left of 1.
More supply depots.
But, camera locations. I have a guide on the YouTubes. Everyone has a guide, but I started using camera locations for Zerg because it's probably the most precise way to do injects, but they can easily be applied to every race. And I actually use them for observing and stuff too. Like, how do you think the camera jumps when the players are getting introduced? Magical foresight? Like, yeah. Also, another key one when you're casting is to, of course, camera location the Ghost Academy, so you can do the cool shot when the nuke comes out. So that way it hits the camera. Very important. Alright.
What's going on?
We're gonna go with the one Hellion into Cyclone.
CC upgrade done. You remember this time? Wow.
Which is, in my opinion, the most simple TVT build. Make sure you have a little bit of everything without overcommitting. Because if you just expand in
Your
TVT,
SCVs are on strike because of your poor management.
you can just die. Like, there are plenty of ways of hedging it, but probably should have scouted. I was too busy explaining the value of camera hotkeys. And at this point, if I just go out, it's very likely going to die to a Reaper or something, so.
In the rear with the gear.
Need more minerals.
Get the Expo.
Not enough minerals.
So with this build,
Are you
I should be
saturated
safe
yet?
enough that the low ground isn't a big risk. If he did like Proxy Rex Marauder or something, then maybe, but we're gonna get a Raven. Just one.
You're right on.
Not gonna rely on it, but
Nope.
putting
No
the
willing then.
supply depots along the edge, just give a little bit of extra warning. One, put them out of the way, and two, a little bit of extra warning on things like Liberators or drops. Tech Lab there as well. So now there should be enough units to at least move out. And even if I face a similar set of units, I should be able to get away. Another gas on the low ground. Start tanks.
Clear, boss. Bad news. SCV ready.
Rallying down. I'm gonna wait until the base finishes. I don't want to get myself distracted here. Alright. And now we're going to move these over so I can go Vikings. So he has a Marauder. We're just gonna scan the main. Okay. He's building a reactor, whereas I already have one, so.
CC upgrade done. You remembered.
We're just gonna put the Cyclone back in my main. We're gonna keep the Reapers in scouting locations.
Not
Building
enough
SCVs. Siege tank. Rallying to the Raven. Gonna patrol the Reapers. Stim. Couple more depots. And what's the worker count? 30 to 40. That means it's time for production expansion.
Build supply depots.
So
Yes,
next
again.
objective is 2 more barracks.
SCV ready.
You must construct additional supply
Ready to
depots.
go.
Keep building SCVs. And after those 2 wrecks, you could go for the NG base B4, but I think that's needlessly greedy. You can just get caught with no units. Doesn't matter if you have upgrades if you only have 6 Marines.
Been waiting on you.
No minerals for that.
What's going on?
We're gonna start getting
It's your dime.
scout posts here on the sides. I really like this. Just like taking the strategy from Protos and their spylons.
More gas. How many guys is that 1 out of 3?
I've seen Clem even starting to build in both PvT and TvP, just putting like a turret. Because even if it gets killed, if you the early warning and any potential damage can sometimes make the difference.
SCV ready. Got a target in mind.
All right, getting a little antsy over here. So he's got a double drop potentially. So what this means is I have air
Research is
control.
complete.
So I don't need to go overboard on the Vikings.
Add-on is good to go.
SCV ready. In the rear. Ah! You scared me.
Add-on finished up. You picked that one?
The double scan.
Big job, huh?
Get an armory now, as upgrade's about halfway done if you don't have any other timing for it.
SCV ready.
Gonna drop supply. About to get supply block there, and my command center isn't finishing for a bit, so
SCV ready.
medevacs. I've got all the upgrade buildings hotkeyed in. Now we're gonna put the actual army together. I'm gonna get a sensor tower. I don't want it too far forward because then I'll just get picked off by tanks. Gonna get, as I take a third is when I'm getting turrets.
Not ready for dust off.
Because that's when I may need to be pulling units away.
Upgrade is all done. Research finished, but I'm
I'm
still
gonna
waiting
start
on
plus
hostile
2.
contract.
I'm actually gonna scan this moment. He has +1 attack, but not +1 armor, which means I will have a 2-2 upgrade advantage.
A mineral field
Since his upgrades, believe it or not, are exactly the same speed as mine. That means if I start 2-2 and he still doesn't have 1-1, well. So he scanned twice and didn't find my army with either, so that's why he's scanning so much. He still didn't find it, by the way, even though it's just sitting right up there.
Command center. You got no minerals.
Because I have the army just in between the bases at the moment.
SCV ready.
Gangway.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Go, go, go.
Gonna get a second factory
SCV ready.
and another barracks.
Big job.
It's not enough minerals. Are you saturated yet?
I'm quite confident with the upgrades. That's where my advantage is.
You must.
So
SCV ready.
I'm not gonna attack in before I get that advantage.
Big job, huh?
Unless there's an obvious opportunity.
More supply, more minerals. You got no minerals. Good job keeping that money down.
SCV ready.
One, plenty of medevacs, but
Build supply depots. Yes, again. You took.
can build the 4th command center. Gonna put it on location.
No minerals for that. Not enough minerals.
I have 72 SCVs, which is pretty much perfect. We've got 2-2 finishing, so time to move out.
SCV ready.
I'm gonna use that air control. We're actually gonna open up these
You must
rocks.
construct additional. Upgrade completed. Your forces are just a little bit better. More supply depots. An upgrade's been completed. Add-on. You must
Upgrades done.
construct additional
Start
depots.
3-3, plus 2 mech weapons.
What's our target?
We can load up a couple drops into the main. Well, so in this scenario, there's nothing else for him to defend here. Like, they already lost the base, so attacking in is fighting over a lost cause. I actually win that fight. Gonna get the planetary. We're gonna back off and join up with our other army. Just hold down the marine key there. Gonna take some of the workers from the first 2 bases. Gonna split off a couple marines with ship click.
Seat ready for desktop.
Rotate around. That scan may give away my play there, but that's okay.
You're all mined out of that mineral. You're all maxed out. Mined out of that cluster. And still in the game? Nice. Max supply.
Up, ready to go. What's our target?
By the one piece of me, boy. We could use some help here.
I used the scan to make sure it was a safe spot.
It's time to make some bad choices. Upgrade.
Can drop on the siege tanks. Can I drop right in the middle there? Not quite. Close enough though. It's raining, man.
Your upgrade is
He's doing the same thing.
Waiting on you.
mined out of that cluster.
Just scanning to make sure there are no other bases. There aren't.
Coming through.
Picking up or dropping off.
Can get +3. I'd usually go for either ship weapons or just mech plating instead of +3 mech weapons. Because +2 is when you can kill siege tanks in one less hit. And that's kind of where the mech weapons peak, at least in the relatively early game. Usually ship weapons for Viking Wars is what happens after that.
Who wants some?
Mineral field depleted.
And obviously, well, if it was a bit more of a stalemate, this is when you get a fusion core and you add like 3 more starports and another armory, and many of you probably know where it goes from there. So then you activate cruise control.
Research complete, but have we learned anything?
In the process. I like it. Here's your stuff.
I'm in deep.
Refinery completed. Where did it all go? That Vespine guy.
I'm not missing a base, right? That was his last base. has not rebuilt the face of this being. So, he overscanned. That wasn't a major mistake. Alright. But by the time, if you have to scan more than twice, that's a problem that could have been solved by sending out a Marine or something like that. And that is a lot cheaper than scanning overall. But I think getting used to building at least one Raven and then having Vikings and not having them just fly in and die in every single fight because you panic and hit select all army is a very big part of finding success as Terran and not complaining about splash damage all day. Overall, his build was good though. Like, 2 tech labs is not worth it, but his production timing was actually about similar to mine. So, solid macro. It's just eventually he just got caught out. Can't just sit. I'm glad I could do it. Stormgate EA pre-order, yay or nay? It is free. I'll put it this way. If you're the kind of person who thinks those 2 weeks are going to make all the difference in whether or not you're going to go pro, you're several months behind because a lot of the pros have already played thousands of games. Oh, we got it that time. 85 v 103. Honestly, he did really well for that APM. His supply block time was less than mine. Alright, on point. Just didn't have... He even had a larger army. It just... timing. The costs are all just early access. The game itself is free. One in the MoneyGram. Ah, yes. They should not try to monetize it at all, but instead just give you the game and not get any money.
Oh, here we go again.
But if you want to find out more, if you tier 3 sub, I will thank you and give you all the information there is to know. But tier 3 sub, it gives you all the benefits of the tier 1 sub.
SCV ready. Big job, huh?
More supply depots, my friend.
I will say, if you're going to criticize Frost Giant for monetary practices,
SCV ready.
SCV's under attack. Your base is under assault.
SCV ready.
ah shit, he's gonna get it.
SCV ready.
And so it all... Who drone scouts? Someone who doesn't know what race it is.
You require more Vespine gas.
And now here we are.
Huh? What's going on? Huh?
So, for those actually wondering, and I'm not sponsored, obviously, but, like, it's pretty clear that it comes with, like, certain cosmetics. The early access is you can play it 2 weeks earlier
Your
as well.
CC is
The
now
early
PCC,
access, which
a
I know
better
sounds
command
silly,
center.
but that is pretty standard practice nowadays.
Fair enough. Big job, huh? SCV ready. Get
I do think there's a difference. Like,
More gas.
I think it's more acceptable to do that with a free-to-play game than it is with, like, I guess we'll use the new World of Warcraft expansion, where it's like you could pay another, like, $30 to play a game that you were already going to have to pay for, like, X days earlier. So that I think is, it works, and it's egregious.
Your add-on is all done.
But I think early access for 2 weeks for a game that's going to be free to play, like, there's a clear decision there.
Build there.
And
That's
also, if you already did any Kickstarter stuff, you're already in, by the way. Though they probably could be better at making it obvious, but like you're already in the
Your
early
command
access.
center? Better than ever.
Like, just past like whatever the $20 threshold or whatever it was. So.
Not enough gas, but I'm sure you'll have more than enough later. You're at.
SCV ready. Ready to raise some hell. Go ahead. Ah! You scared me.
More Vespine gas.
Let's have a blast.
More gas. How many guys is that 1 out of 3?
Armed and ready.
Base under
New
attack.
subscriber
Time to look to the
detected.
corner and pray. You need more gas for that. Command center upgrade.
Huh? SCV ready. Go ahead.
Head on, finished up. You pick.
What do we think of Battle Aces? I kind of love it. I've played it for over 12 hours. It's incredibly addicting. And oversimplifying micro compared to SC2. I can't think of another like custom game from RTS that kind of simplified micro and became popular. Like in Warcraft 3 you have the heroes, right? Which is already very complicated. So what games did is they made that more
Research is done.
over 12 hours. I had about 12 hours to play in person. And pretty much everyone of the RTS enthusiasts involved was playing the whole time. Like, and constantly. It was amusing to watch the developers besides David Kim, who already understood how good, like, Clem and Parting were. But many of the rest of the developers, even the ones who worked on StarCraft 2, seeing in person how long or how short it was for Clem and Parting to essentially surpass everyone but David Kim. It was like 3 hours. Like, like.
Your precious base. Dozens of ATMs to build.
And remember, they'd been working on the game for like, and they're good players. Like, I saw some of them play. Not bad players, but it's clear how quickly they were able to pick it up. So it's probably not for the people who are in chat saying Warcraft 2 was the last good RTS. It's probably for the people born after Warcraft 2 was released and already forgotten because Warcraft 3 was out. But that is a more lucrative demographic.
Mineral patch is gone, and it's not coming back. Nope, no building there.
I do disagree with some of the design decisions. Like, it's not all daisies and roses and fast-paced perfect micro. Like, for example, how one of the mechanics is the recall unit. which is exactly what it sounds like. You can teleport to any of your bases on the map like every 7 seconds or something,
You must construct
which is
additional
balanced by the
depots.
unit being pretty slow, but not a fan. Like,
Mind out of that cluster.
feel like it kind of
Still in the game?
destroys a lot of the like it really plays into the micro and destroys any semblance of macro.
Coming through. SCV ready.
It's not quite like battle cruisers because you have to teleport to your own bases. It's like Protoss Recall, but with individual units on a very short cooldown. But
Your dedication will be rewarded.
I know
But
the stakes,
players who have 400
the first
APM
game I
benefit
played
from
was
it.
the original Warcraft, Orcs and Humans, but I have very fond memories of Warcraft 2.
I assume it was good. I was busy
What's going on?
not knowing what a computer was or forming permanent memories at that time, I believe.
SCV ready.
Landing zone.
But
is
I
more
got there
locked than our
eventually.
supply.
SCV ready. Will do. You gonna give me orders?
Up, ready to go.
Research all done.
Who wants some?
It's mutas now, right? I
This
just
better be good song. Go ahead.
Add-on is good to go.
Been waiting
Mineral
on
field
you.
depleted.
SCV ready. SCV, go, go.
You took all the minerals from that cluster, you feet.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Let's have a blast. SCV ready.
But, yeah. I think there will be, like... The players who would play Age of Empires if it featured Space Marines instead of Medieval Knights
SCV ready.
are not gonna like it. Their part, like, I wouldn't like playing...
Upgrade.
I don't know, I haven't played it all day yet. And it's really, I think, going to depend on whether they're able to get enough players, so that way... It's not exclusive to sweaty tryhards in the beta. Because it could easily, very easily... I don't agree when they say it's a more accessible. It's more accessible in the sense, like, it's just micro. It's not macro. But also, as I'm demonstrating literally right now, macro is the easier part of, like, high-level RTS. Building a lot of workers at the right time is easier than, like, figuring out how to correctly target fire and stutter-step Marines constantly without ever making mistakes or losing the game. Yeah, I'll be casting the Parting versus Clem show match. I thought they were just gonna do the one that they did in person, but it appears they actually played like another show match, and I haven't seen it yet. I do have the files. A best of 15, which already kind of tells you. I don't know if they had any special rules about it, but
A mineral field.
already
has
kind of
been
tells you. A best of 15, but it's 90 minutes. So even if it was the minimum, which is 8, that's still, well, the time limit per game is 10 minutes, so. And I doubt more than one of the games goes to the timer.
SCV, want a piece of me, boy? This better be good. Let's have a blast.
Yeah. I mean, Clem agreed to it, like,
Scared me.
it was Clem who was saying that playing 5 minutes of Battle Aces felt like a full, like, 20-minute macro game. Remember Clem, the only person who can, like, with any regularity beat Cyril in a macro game? But that's kind of the feeling you get when you play it. So, that does mean you're more, beer in hand gamers are likely not going to get
must construct
the
additional
new
supply depots.
or like the nostalgic RTS experience from. If Clem says it's
Supply
faster
depots
and
are
more
short.
intense than SC2,
Supply.
then, well, there you
More
go.
supply depots. More supply depots, my friend.
What the hell is that thing?
Can't build there. It's like you upgrade completed. Your forces are just a little bit better.
By the numbers.
Mineral patch is gone, and it's not coming.
Want some? Been waiting on you. You by the numbers, boy. Been waiting on you.
How like the units look?
Ready for dust off.
I think so a lot of the complaints both of Stormgate and of Battle Aces, like, I can't really tell what units they are. You can find pretty much quote for quote the exact same complaints about the StarCraft 2 beta.
Yo, this better
Not
be
all,
good.
but like things like, well, this mechanic, or are they dumbing it down, or like visual clarity,
Mind out of
or
that cluster.
even art style and
Still in the
stuff.
game? Nice.
So,
Mineral field depleted.
because believe it or not, Brood War, one of the
You're all
best-selling
mined out
games of
that
all time,
mineral
people
field.
had strong opinion on what StarCraft, quote-unquote, was supposed to be.
Mineral patch is gone.
And now we're further along in SC2 than SC2 was after Brood War. Though I do maintain it is different, because
You took all
the
minerals from that
gap
cluster, you thief.
technologically
Mind out of that cluster.
between Brood War and StarCraft 2 is a
A
canyon
mineral field has been depleted.
compared to like
Mineral field depleted.
the much smaller difference
Mineral
between.
patch is
It's because StarCraft 2, like, it still feels so good. Like, my Marines and Marauders will do exactly what I say, for better or for worse. And it does feel like, if they do something stupid, 95% of the time it's my fault, and 5% of the time it's David Kim's fault. So, Battle Aces does a good job of,
Mineral
well,
field depleted.
the engine isn't quite as good, but it's close. So we could up that David Kim percentage maybe to 10%, but we're going to have to maintain the rest on being my fault as well.
Want a piece of me, boy?
Can't build there. Your SCVs are on strike because of your.
I'm glad we can go back to
Mind out of
blaming
that
David
cluster.
Kim for things, though. That's always been a staple of every StarCraft player's career.
Coming through. What's going on?
Thanks, David.
Mineral field depleted. CC upgrade done. You remembered.
Ready to roll out.
You took all the minerals from that cluster. You must construct additional depots.
Yeah, my plan for Battle Aces and Stormgate to an extent is to use the
Mineral
second
field
channel.
has been depleted.
The one you're watching the stream on? Because right now, it is my most successful month of casting. So, no matter how you feel about
Add-on
StarCraft
complete.
2, I'll tell you, I've never had a more successful few months on YouTube. Like, more people than ever watching SC2. I've gotten more subscribers, like, in the last few months per month than I've gotten since StarCraft 2 went free-to-play. I don't know, maybe we're just clickbaiting correctly. So if you don't like those clickbait titles, the summary is,
You're all mined out of that. mineral
okay,
field.
Grandpa.
An upgrade's been completed.
Speak up.
Been waiting on you. SCV
Your upgrade is complete.
Got no. Speak up.
Research finished, but I'm still waiting on that. Now that's the command I've been waiting for.
What's that?
I like siege tanks.
Mineral patch is gone.
I think
and
it's a
not
combo of
coming back.
clickbait in the season. I actually if you think it's like summer, it means a bunch of kids are watching. I've never had a smaller percentage of people under. So every year I watch the demographic tick up to where it's like single digits under 25 at this point. And since Google knows everything about every one of you, it's pretty reliable. Historically, the middle of the year is usually when there aren't too many tournaments and not that much interest. Because historically, StarCraft 2 has had major tournaments and patches towards like October to December, and then IEM has been in February. So like October to like February or March is the main season of StarCraft 2, like the holidays and everything.
You gonna give me orders?
Mind out of that cluster. And still in the game? Nice.
Was the Terran guide the low APM one? Yes, but also other random videos. Like some of the old finals, like Maru versus Dark from last year and stuff like that. Just and some of the Beyond All Reason videos occasionally pop up and get pushed to pretty much everyone who's ever searched for an RTS game in the history of their existence, so... I failed. I was too busy microing against that all-in. Might be a bit clickbaity. Yeah. So, I try not to be predictable with it, that's the point. Because if you're putting out a video every day, like, you can't say Beyond makes Marines and micros them a lot 3 times a week. Because that's just not going to work out. Like, yeah. And there's a tried and true method. You're like, well, you just used the same title a month ago. Yeah. Just like how TV shows change their name every new season. Wait. Everything and Its Mother is a sequel. And How I Met Your Grandmother as well. Do you think his player's coming back from the military? I came back because of Gumi. Has Gumio done his military service?
Welcome back to Bronze League.
This feels like one of those scenarios where it's like, because I hadn't heard about this player for a while, I assumed they were just gone, but actually I just wasn't recommended videos about them.
New subscriber detected.
Thank you, Thizzle.
Pylons. Need more pylons.
But the interesting thing is that for the first time, even though people are very interested in watching, I can kind of feel the lack of interest in playing. I think it's partially what I think is going to happen is all these games are going to come out, and like a lot of people are waiting for them are going to start playing them. The people who haven't played SC2 on a regular basis in many years. And then they're going to be like, wow, this is really hard. And I'm getting destroyed, even though it's a new game. And I didn't really expect this, though in my mind I probably should have. And they're going to end up in the same situation they are in StarCraft 2, which is I put no effort in, and I didn't get anything out of it, and now I'm surprised. With the exception being the people who are exclusively interested in, like, campaign and co-op and stuff, which Stormgate is offering. Battle Aces is not. Battle Aces is exclusively, and I honestly like that a lot. They're like, this is our mode, this is what we're doing. Kind of like how MOBAs are like, this is it. There's no campaign. There's no co-op. There's just hostility between friends. And it's one map. I gotta... And that's it.
You require more Vespene gas. Not enough gas, but I'm sure you'll have more than enough later.
Glory to the Daylon.
Not even close, baby. So, ideally you have the probe behind it right at the start. So that way you can shade and battery immediately, but... Still would have been okay, it just would have been more of a pain, because you can get the other adept out.
The firstborn shall persevere.
We're just gonna leave it.
New subscriber detected.
That shield battery
I
can
hit
stay.
100 at one time.
Proud of you.
Dimensional strings attuned.
Research complete, but have we learned anything? Not
Twilight
enough minerals.
and
Are you
Forge.
saturated yet?
I'm just gonna stasis right there. Get all these hotkeyed in.
Glory to the Daylon. Extrapolating strings. It is just the threads of fate.
He does
lie
not
bare.
have a
You
third.
need more gas for that. More gas.
It's quite suspicious.
An errant. Our window is short. Oracle perceiving. Our fates are one.
Looks like he tried for the gold. Ah, road speed on the
We
way.
meet our fate. Na Zuktai.
Ah!
Harmonized. I
Need more pylons, or free up some supply.
Gonna get more warp gate. +1. Gonna need to patrol the outside of the base in case of mass roach. And we're gonna make it blink.
You seek guidance? We interpret.
One cannon. Did I kill it? Ah, shit. That was kind of a waste.
Your dedication will be rewarded.
Blink. Chrono booster.
More vet.
I see.
More pylons, more power to warp there. Oh, you.
There's the robo. Gonna get another robo.
You must construct additional pylons.
The enemy has discovered us. Extrapolating strings.
Pylons.
The threads of fate lie bare.
Some roaches there.
Upgrades finished up.
You seek guidance?
What's not a super pylon? Wait, what?
An
Okay.
Erodine
Bit of an odd one. No more shield battery. Let me destroy my own wall to get out. Beautiful. Another base. Chrono boost. Immortal. More chrono boost. Another forge. Templar archives. Safety cannon. Third base gas thing. This guy's been sitting in here. Those aren't real.
Your forces are just a little bit better.
Our window is short.
What are you guys doing with the long distance mining?
How many times? You took all the minerals from that cluster, you see. Neat.
Alright, well,
Insufficient energy.
shields. More immortal. Check the probe count. 74, looking good.
An Aerodine Rashagal.
More stasis just all over the place.
Probes are under attack. It's a disaster.
Ah,
A mineral field. Can't work there. Not enough energy.
so these guys are about to come out of stasis, which, problematic, actually.
Mineral
No
patch is
touching.
gone, and it's not
Stop right there. Alright, that's better.
What? Can't find a Vespine geyser for that?
Oh, we gotta deal with these guys.
Upgrade complete. But at what cost?
There's some changelings in there for sure. It's just Hydras.
Need more minerals.
Think back. Overcharge. Hydras are so strong. Do you have upgrades? +2 attack. Quite solid. What is with your rally point, bro? Why are these immortals stuck?
Upgrade completed. Your forces are just a little bit better.
Storm.
Research all day.
Charge is done.
I return to serve.
Chrono. Let's bank up some energy.
More gas. Can't put it there.
Make sure these guys are hotkeyed. I'm pretty sure that's a... Yep, it was a changeling. Need this rich Vespine gas. I'm taking it.
An omen. The star.
You're all mined out of that mineral field.
Set up the cannon behind because cannons will take threat priority. So if you put them behind, they'll run past everything else, including the shield battery.
We interpret.
My charge.
Templar. Zone.
Can't warp there. Not enough energy. Insufficient energy. Research finished.
Is that true for all static defense? Well, shield batteries don't shoot at you. Cannons do. So therefore, they are a threat. The shield batteries are not a threat because they don't shoot at you. So that one's pretty simple. This is also kind of demonstrated when Widow Mines won't get targeted until they start burrowing. Because technically, until they start burrowing, they're not considered a
Army under
threat.
attack. They're not
Even if they're at the front of the army. Or workers until they attack move. Stuff like that.
The enemy has discovered us.
An upgrade's been completed.
Group oracles. Dangerous. Well, stasis actually ended up working out. Gotta keep building immortals.
Mind out of that cluster.
More upgrade.
game?
Chrono. Hello. I'm gonna send these guys up north.
Can't warp there. Enemies in your base. Looking for your Protoss pylons.
Overcharge.
Can't warp there. Regulation. Neat. Pylons. Need more pylons.
We took out the
Protect your
base,
Give them some-
but
You must
definitely
construct
need
additional pylons.
Storm for this. In a more conventional fashion.
Your probes are under attack.
Lost a lot of pylons. Honestly, usually you don't need a Robo Bay because players won't commit nearly that hard, but
You're all mined out.
we should have the army to beat that.
Army under attack. Select all and mineral patch is gone. It's not coming back. Still can't work. A mineral field has been depleted. Didn't I teach you to put those in a power field? Your upgrade is complete.
You got it. But that allows the charge lots to move in. Hydras are quite strong
You took all the
if you don't
minerals
have
from that
splash
cluster,
damage.
thief.
Thermal lamps.
Mineral field depleted.
I don't think we reached the 100 here. But should have, well, kept the storms. I lost all the oracles, I lost all the Templar,
Out of that cluster.
or was forced to
And still in the
merge,
game? Nice.
which you can't lose your good units. And your good units mostly
You're all
include
mined out
things
of
with
that.
an energy bar or a cooldown.
Mineral patch is gone, and it's not coming back.
So,
No gas left in that
AK
geyser,
requiring
but
micro.
cannons only cost minerals.
does APM get locked in? The moment you have no opponent is when it's ended. So much failure. Any plans to release more guides? I did one on the main channel. I've had several on the second, but they aren't as popular as watching better people play, or much worse.
Why does it hurt? Why does it hurt when I breathe? I'm aware I wear my heart on my sleeve.
I mean, the newest low APM challenge that was really committed to was 2022, and there hasn't been anything that would change the basics there.
Why does it hurt? Why does it hurt when I breathe?
What releases when will that come out? I believe it's next week. Is the beta. Production for SimCity on 3rd.
One way or another,
Yeah?
you got this.
The building gates at the 3rd base on maps that have an open 3rd is tried and true. You have to sign up. And I believe you have to wishlist. I'm not sure exactly the beta process. They're doing I thought it was open beta, but they're doing like beta key giveaways and stuff on Discord, so I guess it's not. Like,
More pylons?
but somebody who, yeah, this is when I get to tweak my, like, well, I'm already in, so I don't need to know what you plebs have to go through. Though I probably should, so that way I can get as many plebs as possible involved, because otherwise it's just going to be the most sweatiest tryhards. Shift right click to annoy him as much as possible as his customary probe activities.
Save those probes. You can't build cannons without them.
Are we gonna kill him? I got one! We're gonna build the pylon same place, right up against that little corner. That I'd build it in Protoss versus Zerg.
Enemies attacking the probes. How could you let this happen?
Important to note he went Marine first, which means his gas can go towards a factory earlier. Pylon wall at the ramp for the robos instead of gates. Notice Harstum doing that in PvP. Oh, well, PvP is like, what is the dumbest thing you can think of? And then you say it, and then they're like, no, try harder. I'm doing Robo first. Wait, why
Your
is...
pylon's being deconstructed by the enemy.
Oh, he's cheesing. Why do people hate randoms?
Yes.
Yeah. Can I hold it? I don't think so.
Your probes are under attack.
If I'm gonna go, it's gotta be now.
Need more minerals. No minerals for that. Not enough minerals. Are you saturated yet?
Need reshielding.
Research all done. You got no minerals. Good job keeping that money down. Pylons, need more pylons. GG.
Wow. I had no indicator of this. Like, if he micros well, I just lose. I just thought he expanded late. But, wait, did he do this after? No, the first Marauder can win the game, potentially. Was this after my probe killed his... Well, he built one, And then he just kind of slapped down another Rex, which is not how it's supposed to work. But, yeah. Well. What a guy. Can even build out of all that on one base? Oh yeah. Didn't you just watch Maru yesterday? Was it yesterday? We watched Maru's first matches in SC2. His literal first matches. And Maru, in Wings of Liberty, when you started with less workers, did a 4 racks 1 base all in to win his very first match. Fun fact.
Remember, don't panic. Okay, maybe a little panic.
Maybe a little panic. I guess mules are slightly less strong now, but if you could do it with a 6 worker start, well. That's the right spot, right? We'll see. I said it, which means it wasn't the right spot. I think it was supposed to be on the corner. Gotta put that pylon in the wall so you can wall off these. Never, never. I'm never coming around to that. You're not gonna convince me. Rallying down for the Nexus. Still no spawning pool. So, yeah, there we go. It's got gas. And now we'll just go block the 3rd. Because on this map, you don't have to try to figure out where he's expanding. There's only one place to expand. So. We get the 2nd gas.
Not enough minerals.
I actually like what Hearthstone did with the Stargate as part of the secondary wall. Immediately go to 3 in gas.
Enemies attacking the probes. How could you let this happen?
Or let it finish.
Not enough minerals. Are you saturated yet? You need more minerals. No minerals for that.
So, now we have to worry about any sort of
You got no
follow-up.
minerals. Good job keeping that money down. Not enough minerals.
Technically, you could take other bases. It's just kind of rare because it's so far out.
No minerals for that. Not enough minerals. Are you saturated yet?
We're just getting a preemptive shield battery because if his 3rd base is that late, I can make some exceptions here.
Your pylon is under attack.
Those lings should have been out way earlier. I'm very suspicious now. Gonna get a Spylon in the corner.
Oracle perceiving.
Those lings should be out by 3 minutes. Is why that looks odd.
Where shall we mark? An omen. Nazutah. Our window is short. The stars align. It is destined.
Research complete, but have we learned?
If he doesn't have a lair, we can scout the entirety of his creep. Do you see a roach one? I don't see a roach one.
Dimensional strings attuned. The threads of fate lie.
Well, I guess he could have it at the front, like the very front.
Harmonized. We interpret. I see.
I'm scouting for additional bases.
Let us begin. We meet our fate.
That makes sense.
An Aerodine wash.
Yeah, I just didn't expect him to go all the way out.
You require
But he has a late lair, so we can just do +1.
Harmonized.
+1 charge. Yeah, he's taking another base.
Extrapolating strings. A moment. I see. Nazutai. It is destined. Oracle perceiving.
Warp there? Oh. You got no minerals. Good job keeping that money down. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Are you saturated yet?
You seek guidance? We meet our fate.
Ooh.
I have met the end.
All right, keep him back.
An Aerodine.
Is that gonna be 10 gates?
Need more minerals. Your research is
Get the Templar. One sentry.
no minerals for that. Upgrades.
Sending out the zealots. Gonna get a single phoenix.
Not enough gas. Need more pylon.
Stasis. +2.
More gas. More pylons, more power to you.
Law for remediation.
Keep the zealots back there.
Pylons, pylons. Need more pylons.
Gonna bring the observer to the pervert pillar.
You got no minerals.
Nope.
Mineral field depleted.
Here will work. I just need to be able to see both these ramps. Storm. Up to 10 gates. I'm just now realizing I never started mining gas here, so that's not ideal. Chrono.
Can't work there. Mind out of that cluster. And still in the game?
Let's get a dark shrine.
Not enough minerals. Are you saturated yet? A mineral field has been. pylons are the powerhouse of the Protoss.
A lot of hydras. Bunkers.
Research is done. Your forces are just a little bit better.
Oh my god, I missed one.
How can I aid you? I see.
Means we need the fleet beacon. Zealot counters are going to be incredibly
More power to
important.
engage the enemy? On purpose? You must construct upgrade pylons. You're all mined out of that mineral field.
Shield upgrade.
An Aerodine Rashagal.
This supply block is less than ideal. Gonna get a Robo Bay as well.
More gas. How many guys is that 1 out of 3?
By your will, we are the blades of iron.
Mineral pad is gone.
We embrace the glory of battle. I return to serve.
You took all the minerals from that cluster, you thief.
Na Adan Aktu. We embrace the glory of battle.
You need more gas for that. A mineral field has...
Engaging the assault. A Templar.
Those storms are going to be very important. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough of them.
We shall stand the glories of the darkness.
Send more charge lots. These ones are getting chased. So the best defense is a good offense against this.
We embrace the glory of
Not enough minerals.
Because I need to keep him busy.
Aktu. Command me. We embrace the glory of battle.
Upgrades finished up.
Because that way he'll make mistakes, like rallying his lurkers the wrong direction.
We embrace the glory of I'm here in the shadows. We embrace
Can't put it there.
Thought I saw some
We've been
overlords
over
going up
this.
there.
Put that thing in a power. It's those fancy circles.
Ula Sadari. I return to serve. Glory of battle. By the void. We shall stand. All the light of the column. We embrace the glory of battle.
Make sure we have more Templar warped in.
More energy. Not enough energy. Research all done.
We embrace the glory of battle.
And the DTs. We're working on the base.
And still in the game? Nice.
But you can never let, you don't want the lurkers to ever,
Mineral
don't try
patch
to
is
be
gone.
lurkers.
Your upgrade is complete.
You're not allowed to come across the map. Alright? They need to stay away. Get out of my personal space.
You're all mined out of that mineral field.
I return to serve.
Because once the lurkers are putting you between a base and the... Yeah, we're failing horribly today. Once they put you between a base and your army, Well, there's no good decisions. $14 kill Zealot. That's why the Zealot counterattacks. If you ever watch Max Packs, he's essentially, at almost all times, does he have like 2 to 6 Zealots sent out somewhere. And even if they die, the attention required to deal with them is what buys time for the good units. It seems pretty obvious when you watch him do it, but like, he manages to make it more valuable than pretty much any other Protoss. It's very hard to do that and not be straight up wasting units. Like, you can't lose 12 Zealots repeatedly and do nothing else and then be like, I don't know why it didn't work. Oh, we're going to be looking at some examples. We'll do a little bit of casting. I think it's a different vibe casting live than for the YouTubes. And that's intentional, but... All right. What do we got today? Ah, yes, another day at the office. Another Clem versus Max Packs series. No, we gotta save that one. Clem versus Hearthstone, though. I was like, flag gold. It was diamond. They backed off because, believe it or not, many players don't understand when they have an advantage, if they have an advantage, and are addicted to using the select all army key. That reminds me of this. I read it, if you would. But my favorite thread I've seen in quite a bit, which is, hey, Zerg players, is there an F2 for queens? When I play Zerg, I want to make a lot of queens, but I can't use them on F2. Protoss using control groups challenge impossible. It's a struggle. Even hero. Alright, we're gonna watch the cowboy. Yeehaw. Hearthstone is my favorite Texan. Enjoy. I'll be right back in a few minutes. Get some more water. We'll get started. But instead of speeding through the early game, we'll get the Hearthstone action cam. So, enjoy. Be right back in a moment.
Glory to the Daemon. The firstborn shall persevere. Oracle proceeding.
Teleport successful.
Shall persevere.
Teleport.
Any target fires the probes. So, I'm gonna... Marine Cyclone? We don't mind. Because otherwise, why is the extractor damage? So, Harstem versus Clem. With Clem throwing random units at Harstem. And Harstem now, the cowboy, has saddled up for some counter damage. Three Phoenixes and an Oracle. Not exactly the most deadly combination against anyone with Cyclones, or Marines, or Medevacs, or Widowmines, but enough to keep some control of the map, hopefully for long enough, that they're able to take back some semblance of control of the situation. Clem at 50 SCVs against 56 probes. Not an ideal scenario for the Protoss either, but how many gates? Only 2! Which is certainly not an ideal amount of production, as Clem already has his 3 racks online. But Harstem ambitiously taking a 3rd base, and that means he may have the economy to move forward. And actually combat the sheer amount of bio. The amount of weight that the small Terran man will throw around is certainly going to be fearsome. The SCV, what are they doing? What's wrong with these SCVs? Where are you going? Oh, They were trying to build barracks, but the Marine and the siege tank. Oh, I thought it was walled in. So close. Revelation on the way. No, not revelation on the way. They got revelated. And I stand by that. If I see another person say it's revealed, Winter, no. All right? When you scout, their base is revealed. The hidden base is revealed. The dramatic plot point, oh, curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal, is revealed. But when you use the revelation ability, they get revelated. It's a different thing. It indicates the ability specifically, just like force field. Has nothing to do with that. Unrelated, but the bio army bearing down and tearing through. The force fields keep them at bay for now. Extended thermal lances complete. There's not a single Viking with this army, which means the Colossi only really threatened by the siege tank. And that means, Clem, we're respecting the size of Hearthstone's extended thermal... Yeah. Oh, you tell him. Thought he was gonna just teach that Marine a lesson, but decides to take it out by the end. Four medevacs. Ghost Academy on the way. Templar Archives for the cap. +1 ground weapons done. Huge damage upgrade for those thermal lances. Marine taken out. Clem, comfortable 3 bases now. He's got his production coming together. Hearthstone's done a good job of shoring up his defenses. His production up to 8 gates. Charge about to complete in the 4th Nexus. Finally on the way. Spylons. You know, he knows the map is dark and full of Terrans. And he's doing his absolute best to stay in control of the situation. But we'll see if the Phoenixes are able to find any sort of productivity. There are no ghosts on the field, so the Phoenixes still... have an opportunity to box out for the Colossi against the Vikings, but once EMP is a threat, they become more of a liability than they become a helpful tool. And already the Widow Mine's helping to zone out. Vikings over the top of this airspace, looking for some shots on the Colossi, but Hearthstone, 3 Colossi, 20 charge lots. Some Widow Mines scattered throughout. 66 probes. Widow Mine scampering in. We'll settle for a single Zealot kill. They definitely scamper. That's what they do. They're scampers, is what they are. And I will not hear otherwise. Ooh. More mines to zone things out. 3 ghosts on the way. Disruptors. In production. How many robos? 1 robos, which is not very many. In fact, the least you could have, but still have any. A second robo, though, as Hearthstone agrees that 2 is indeed more than 1. Gravitic drive for the prisms that I assume will be built. +2 weapons for the units already on the field. Blink in production. Clem working his way up towards +2, and barracks 6, 7, and 8 are coming together for full 3 base production. 4th command center's almost done as well, but the Vikings are bearing down. 4th base must be defended. Hearthstone cannot be he can't compete with Clem on even or less economy. At that point, you're praying for disruptor shots, and while you might have zealots, I wouldn't rely on religion here. Oh, there's the Warp Prism. The charge lot dropped into the 3rd and gets into the main, but a Widow Mine! And goodbye. I didn't even notice it. Hearthstone didn't notice it till it was far too late. The Vikings using the Nexus to control the airspace. The Nexus itself, half of Clem's army, not even really firing at this, but volleys of Viking fire take out another one. Disruptor shot, 1, 2, 3, targeted down before they could get a hit. But Hearthstone has so much on the ground that he ends up clearing it up anyways. Did that Disruptor actually get a connection? I don't believe it did. But still, the Cowboy able to wrangle a slight victory there and somehow hold on to his Nexus. 4th command... No, I don't... You know what? I have a button for this. 3, 4, 5th command center on the way. 3 medevacs at a time. Clem laying on the pressure, but Harstem has kept his cool, and things are heating up. Another Warp Prism, but +2 weapons about to complete on the ground. Another clutch of Zealots up towards the north side, +1 ship weapons. About to complete as well. A big damage upgrade for the Vikings in the air and on the ground. Surprisingly effective. Zealots into the mineral line. Clem still with 60-something SCVs. That should be enough. Vikings zoning out the Colossus. EMP softening up the Immortal. Disruptor shot. Parts the Red Sea, but Clem comes back around. And leans into a shot. Eats a hit, but takes out the Colossus. And trying to target down that Archon. Boosts the Medivacs to get him away a little quicker. Still hasn't killed the Archon, surprisingly, and the Phoenixes held in reserve until they finally have an opportunity to fight again, and will do so. But another EMP softens things up, and Clem not willing to let him go any further. 2 more Colossi in production. The command center was delayed, but Clem has another one where that came from. The captain, still plenty of supply. A Disruptor will make that Marauder very uncomfortable with the situation, and Clem picks up. He knows he's cleared out the vast majority of the vision, and Harstem has not been able to replace it. Even got the factory in the air over there. Old school Terran style. Who needs factory units when you can make M&M and Vikings? And Magos. That was counted, obviously. Magos. Dark Shrine. +3 ground weapons. But Harstem has no vision of this attack, and that means the Nexus is almost certainly dead before he can respond. The recall. I don't know, Kev. Well, now I do. It didn't work. And now it's on cooldown to no effect. The Disruptors try to zone out, but if you think just Disruptors are going to intimidate Clem, you're surprisingly accurate. That's not the turn you thought this sentence would take, but indeed Harstem able to defend. As he's microing even Clem, arguably human, microing Stutter Steppy against Charge Lots on one side, isn't able to microwave from every Disruptor shot. But taking out that base has really anchored Harstem to just a singular fourth. So Clem knows his target. And he's locking it down now. He's maneuvering around, looking for an opportunity to take out that last mining base, while keeping control of the one to the north. And now, Warp Prism with speed loaded up, headed towards the main. And there's no Vikings, and no... Well, if he just flies into a turret, that's certainly not the ideal scenario. Somehow survives. Gonna try to warp it, but he's supply blocked! Oh no, it's a disaster! Don't count your cattle before they're hatched, as they say back down in Texas way, but the Colossi will crumble, and that certainly solves the supply block problem. It's going to solve a lot of other problems as well, as Clem up 50 supply. And GG! Wow. Clem knocks down the prism, takes out the army, and cleans up the rest. And just like that, we go from dead even to nothing left. Immediately. Well. Not ideal. The cowboy coming up short against the kid. Harstem, possibly the most book-smart player out there. I almost never disagree with many of the plays he makes. It's just... And I can empathize with this. Maybe I'm projecting. I'm almost certainly projecting. The hands, though. The hands just don't keep up. Like that recall a split second too late. The prism's wandering a little too far. The disruptor's coming up short. It's just not enough. Clem is just too fast and not really furious, but intense. I would be more accurate in describing. In fact, I think Harstem plays smarter than Clem on a regular basis. It's just no amount of theory crafting makes up for having to find a way to trade with the most efficient units in the game on multiple fronts simultaneously. While there's not even just an attack, but actively micro. Twilight Council. No more silly Stargate. Okay, it's not silly, but did the Stargate really pay off? Blink, more reliable, but more predictable. Phoenixes have an expiration date. And much like many things, that expiration date usually coincides with the ghosts coming out of the barracks. As past that point, they're relegated to air patrol. Adept takes some time at the sauna. Who is this observing at maximum zoom? TKO. Really? The French. Of course there's someone watching Clem's game. Then again, it's Clem, so I wouldn't blame anyone for... Blink. Robo. Up against a medevac and... Oh god, here we go. This time it's gonna be Cyclones. Because of course it is. Or one Cyclone, not Mass Cyclone, to be clear. Adept shades away. He's just got 7 Marines. He drops out. Manages to save the Hellion. Kills the Adept. But here come the Stalkers. Now, you might think 3 Stalkers and an Adept would counter 7 Marines. But... 1, there's a Cyclone. 2, well, look at the names. He picks up... Blink is done. But now Clem has flown so far past that Harstom has to do an awkward blink up. He will be losing probes here. The question is how many. Actually, not incredible execution there from Clem. We definitely could have found more. But he does keep the Blink Stalkers at home the moment they finish Blink. The most dangerous time is when you as a Terran have minimal tech. Because right now Clem has 1 siege tank, 1 cyclone, 1 liberator, a medevac, and 6 marines. So if those stalkers are on his doorstep, they very well could find a weakness and exploit it. But instead, he had to blink back inside his own house in order to solve that problem. I'm not saying that that was a great 4D backgammon move out of Clem. He clearly just kind of threw that away. But he is keeping Harstom busy, and there's a lot of value in that. Robo Bay completed. Raven is out, ready to hunt down the Observer, the Cyclone Raven combo. Takes it down. And Stim +1. More siege tanks. Seen it all before. With that Raven there, it becomes a lot harder to threaten the main. And with that siege tank there, it becomes a lot harder to threaten the natural, which, now if you're keeping count, that covers all the bases. Now charge, as well as extended thermal lance. How many gates for Harstom? Just 2 and no more on the way. He's adding more now. A bit on the later side. Really focused on getting the probe count up. It's very easy to kind of get caught up in tech production and just spamming probes, because you don't really realize you need the gates until well after they should already be in production. You have to plan for the future, not try to solve the current situation. And Harstom is doing that. 4 more gates so far. Adding on a forge as well. The Raven distracting on one side. Harstom's vision is very good. He's got coverage. He can see it. And that little edge, the medevac, he saw it, right? And he's coming back towards the main. He noticed it. He's not going to miss that. He's got effectively a sensor tower of vision across all his bases. But actual vision as opposed to just red dots. Goes for the medevac, but now Clem always wanted to leave his options open. Coming up the center. And oh no, he's got a Reaper wall, which means he has to walk all the way around unless he wants to do some real fancy maneuvering. And because of his own Reaper wall, and now the turret's at the natural, just targets the shield better. He has to pull the probes away. Now Clem hitting over to the right flank, joining up with the medevac. It comes back to mine, but Clem looking for an attack. Not really intimidated by just 2 Colossi. Clem's finished up +1. Third Colossus is likely going to be the tipping point. And he blocks in, goes straight for it. The siege tank's unable to siege before they get too much done. Just target fires onto the stalkers. And if he takes out all the stalkers, then the medevacs have free reign. Instead of bothering with targeting the Colossi, Clem targets the stalkers, and now it's just Colossi remaining. He did not want those siege tanks to get in range of the mineral line, but guess what? Well, they're still here, and the stalker count has dwindled. He's just hold positioning his Marines underneath Colossus fire, knowing that if they stick around too long, they die another drop. Clem and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. More Widow Mines. He'll take out the medevacs, but Clem still has plenty of production. Maintains a 30 supply, and another drop. A recall to the main of 1 probe. Oh, he misclicked the recall. 35 probes dead. 50, 60 supply gap. 30 worker deficit. It's a disaster. It feels like Hearthstone has not decisively lost a battle, but he's losing the war. At no point has he just straight up lost a fight, but Clem is doing enough damage to set himself up for a winning fight in the next one. Clem, just too much. There's still 2 medevacs in the main. The mini-map cam shows it. I do like having that. It makes it easier for my job to see where they're looking. It draws the eye. And, well, that's not enough stalkers. GG. Decisive victory. Hearthstone joining the ranks of everyone but Max Pax and looking good right up until Clem picks him apart. Clem. Ah. Another victory. Well played, as always. Didn't have to get too complicated with that one. Just keep leaning on him. And that'll wrap it up for the SC2 today. Some good games, but drops alone shouldn't win games. Meanwhile, Protoss with Warp Prisms are like, don't say it. If they nerf drops, somehow the Warp Prism is going to be worse than medevacs. Like, be careful what you wish for, Protoss players. Well, so thank you for watching. And look forward to Clem versus Parting in Battle Aces. I think that'll be the best example. I think I'm not gonna cast that until the beta opens on next week. I was thinking about it, like they sent it out, but I'm probably gonna release that the day the beta opens. And yes, you can find it on other channels if you think it's about the content and not about the commentary. But and I'm sure there'll be more. Actually, I'm not sure if they're going to have observer mode or anything like that, but issues with the French. I was making fun of the French casters who are always very passionate about Clem because he's the best French player and one of the best players. And they have probably the largest non-English speaking audience, like, well, at least like outside of China. So, including Korea. So that is me calling them out for no reason in particular because I know them pretty well. Like, in case, but also there are only two types of people I dislike: those who are prejudiced against others for any reason, and the French. Okay. Just throwing that one on there. But not the Dutch. All right. Well, honestly, I think Harstem's in the top 5 Dutch StarCraft 2 content creators who are also, like, pretty good players. So, give him some credit. Remember that TY, one of the best players in GSL, was also... Well, he also cast GSL, so... What I'm trying to say is casters are smarter. How many good Dutch players are there that are also content creators? That depends on your definition. Oh, moving on. Thank you for watching the SC2. It's time for some Against the Storm. We're probably going to restart the stream on the YouTubes. But, and make sure to smash that like button.